What's going on, y'all? I wanted to give you my first impressions of the Rupert Neve 511 500 series pre. I got this pre from Sweetwater last month during their mic month, and the pre is $545. Sweetwater had a bundle where for $599 I could get the SE Electronics 2200a II along with it. So for basically $50 more, I went ahead and got the mic. It's kind of a no-brainer, and as you can see, I'm speaking to you through it now. So what you're hearing now is me through the 2200a II into the 511 pre into my Fireface 800. So, my first impressions about this pre, I had a session with it. I've had one session with it so far, and it was a hip hop session. And some artists you can put any mic and any pre combination in front of them and they sound good. And some artists you struggle with finding that right combination. This artist I was tracking is one of those that I struggle to find that right combination. And he has a deep voice. With this with the mic and the 511 pre, I was very impressed with the overall balance that I got from it. The high end was right where I wanted it to be, and I actually had to add some low end to the vocal to get it to sound the way that I'm used to him sounding. Um, I don't know how much of that was the pre and how much of it was the mic, but just the overall balance I got. I didn't have to. I didn't normally when I track a vocal and I hear it back, I immediately say I'm gonna have to add some high end and I'm gonna have to cut some low mids. Uh, the overall balance that I got with the vocal was very, very even, and I was very pleased with it. And I'm really loving this pre so far. One of the reasons I got it is for its versatility. You can see that the gain switch here, it is stepped, and if you turn it down to 0 dB, you can use it as a line level input. So I've been using it to run some tracks through as well, to get the sound of the transformer and as well as the silk button on the bottom here. So being all about versatility, I was really curious to see what this silk button does, and this pre has silk red on it, and they have silk red and silk blue. This one has silk red, and what the silk red does is it emphasizes the mid and high frequencies. So it's called silk, but to me it's more of a bite or attitude that you get, and it's a completely different tone. So right now you hear that I'm talking without the silk, and this is with me with the silk engaged. It adds some thickness overall to it, and really to me gives it some attitude. So just to switch back and forth, this is me with the silk, and this is me you can hear without the silk. I'll do that one more time. This is without the silk, and this is with the silk engaged. So you can see that it really changes the tone, and I really like that because I love to be able to get different sounds out of one box. So right now I hit the silk cranked at 100. You can go anywhere in between. According to the manual, that the silk with the silk engaged, it brings on more of a sound of Rupert Neve's more vintage pre's. So I know a lot of people are gonna ask if it sounds like a 1073. How does it compare to a 1073? To be completely honest, I've never used a Neve 1073. One of those people who I don't like to use what everyone else is using, so I've wanted to use one as far as to hear it, but I've never really wanted to own one. I like to be different with a lot of stuff I buy, and I don't hear too much about the Rupert Neve design stuff. So I really wanted to check it out, and like I said, I'm really loving it. It really has a unique sound to it, where I don't know, stuff just sounds kind of polished. And I want to give a huge shout out to Rupert Neve Design Support. Anytime I buy a product, I always ask a few questions just to see what kind of support I can get from the company. And whenever I tweeted them, they tweeted me right back. So big shout out to them for that. I had a few questions about it, and When I first got it and had pulled it out the box, the casing around it, because it is a enclosed unit, the casing around it looked worn and scratched. So I wanted to make sure I had a brand new unit. Um, I tweeted them and they tweeted me right back and let me know that they didn't polish it to keep down on the price, but assured me that the unit was new. So that's great to know. So that's one thing to look out for if you purchase one of these. So there you go. Those are my first impressions of using it. For more information, you can check them out at rupertneve.com. And if you have any questions about it, leave a comment and, I'll do my best to answer. If not, you can get in touch with the guys at Rupert Neve. All right, I'll catch y'all next time.